When you finish within 2 standard deviations of the mean, what's empirical rule say? What's the percentage of people that fall within 2 standard deviations?
95.
68%, right? 68% fall within 2 standard deviations of the mean.
That's one standard.
What's that?
One standard is 60.
Does it say one? Within 2 standard deviations of the mean,
Right,
it says
so 95.
It'd be 95.
That's
95,
what I
yeah.
said.
So, can we do that? Can we go with that? To use empirical rule, you need 3 things, right? What are the 3 things? Mean, standard deviation, what's the other thing? Reasonably normal, normality. Do we have normality here? Sure don't say, does it? Doesn't say. Doesn't say it's normally distributed. Does it say how it's distributed? No. So that means we use what? Chebyshev, right? We have to go to Chebyshev. We use empirical rule when we have normality. So we have to go to Chebyshev. Chebyshev says the percentage equals 1 over 1 minus k squared, right? The percentage of people that fall within a certain amount is 1 over 1 minus k squared, where k equals what? The number of standard deviations. In this case, that is 2, right? They say fall within 2 standard deviations. So that percentage equals 1 over 1 over 2 squared, 1 minus 1 over 4, that equals 0.75. So 75% of all runners will fall within 2 standard deviations of the mean. Excuse me, if we do not know the shape of the distribution. 75%. So how many will we have? 500 times 0.75, which in this case is 350, 375 runners. Okay, everyone see that okay? 10. What constitutes a binomial experiment? What constitutes a binomial experiment? Two outcomes, right? We will only have 2 outcomes, success and/or failure. We have 2 outcomes, success or failure. And that's what constitutes a binomial experiment. Number 11. Suppose 90% of Columbus State students purchase text during the first week of the quarter. If 20 students are randomly selected, how many would you expect to purchase their books during the first week of the quarter? Is this a binomial experiment? Clear that it is. Either purchase it or you don't. So what's the probability that you purchase? We have 20 people randomly selected from. The question is, how many would you expect would purchase? How do we find the expected value? The expected value is the mean. How do we find the mean? N times P, which in this case is 20 times 0.9, or simply 18. I want to see that. Good. What's the standard deviation? Standard deviation for the binomial is the square root of n times p times q. I'll be 11. Okay. This is 11b right now. So this is 20 times 0.9 times 0.1. In this case, that would be the square root of 1.8. So what's the square root then of 1.8?
1.34.
1.34 would be the standard deviation. Going by that? Okay on A and B. C. What's the probability that no more than 14 of these students will purchase books first week? No more than 14. Here's my sample space. might have 20 out of 20, 19 out of 20, 18 out of 20, 17 out of 20, down to none out of 20 might purchase it. So C is the question. What's the probability that no more than 14? Probability that no more than 14. Probably no more than 14. Would 0 be no more than 14? No. 0 is no more than 14, right? 1's no more than 14. So all these would be no more than 14. It's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking above.
Yeah, more than 15. More than 14 would be what you said. So no more than 14 would be everybody who's not above 14. Okay? So how do I find that number? I find that number by binomial. CDF 20 comma 0.9 comma
14.
So binomial CDF. Why C?
Cumulative.
Because it's cumulative. We're going from 0 up to and including 14. When we do that, what do you get? Right? 0, 1, 1. Everyone buy that? Good. So everyone see that okay? No one should miss that. What is the probability that at least 18 of these adults will purchase textbooks? So probability at least 18 will purchase textbooks. Which ones are probability of at least 18? All these guys would be at least 18, right? All of those are at least 18. Okay? Calculator doesn't give us that directly. The calculator will give us
17.
that.
1
And
minus
the sum is
1.
2. Right. So it'll be 1 minus binomial CDF 20 comma 0.9 comma 17. And what is that? 67%. So this is 1 minus 0.323. Going with 0.677, is that right? Everyone get that? Six, 7, 6, 68, something like that. Okay, E. What's the probability that 4 will not purchase their books? This is a tricky one. I gave you this one on the midterm, didn't I? Only 4 will not purchase. So this is probability for not purchase. This we go binomial. PDF 20 comma what? 1. 0.1 comma y.1. Because now success is defined as not purchasing a book. We're interested in 4 out of 20 not purchasing a book. So we need the probability that they do not purchase.